Speaking of the G-Men, as we look ahead to Thursday night, and again, whatever you think about Thursday night football, and again, I always laugh when the league says they're so concerned about the safety of the players, yet they play this game each and every week. And we know why they do it, because it's our America's drug, and we're going to give you huge ratings, and it's going to generate billions of dollars. That's why you're playing the game on Thursday night.
That's why they get Al Michaels out of Los Angeles, one of the finer steakhouses in Los Angeles, to go do these games on a Thursday night.
But the reason why I bring that up is because sometimes they don't look like the games look on Sundays and Monday nights, because the teams don't have ample time to prepare. They are, as many a player have told me throughout the years, it's like a car crash every Sunday, and then you got 3 days to get back in the car. That's hard to do on Thursday nights. So the Giants, you mentioned that great comeback today out in the desert against the Cardinals. I know it's the Cardinals. Now you got to lace them back up, and you're going to stay out west at least. I would hope you're not going back to the East Coast if you're Brian Daboll and company, and take on the Niners. And the Niners are now going to lay 9.5. That's what we've got. And that opening total right now is sitting about 43.5. I wonder where this number is going to go, because I think what we're trying to do here in the look ahead is say, well, we all understand why the Niners are basically double-digit favorites. Everybody understands that. We're trying to understand the market.
Right.
I think if you're a Giants backer, you might want to wait, because don't you think this number is going to go up?
You might get a 10.5, but I don't know how much more it's going to rise, though. Even though the 49ers they absolutely look like a wagon. They look like one of the best teams in football through the first two games. Brock Purdy, solid today, doesn't turn it over. The Niners only give up 1 sack, and that's kind of been their concern is the offensive line. But Purdy, 17 to 25, 206, CMC, 20 carries for 116 yards and a touchdown. And defense was very solid.
Yeah.
Got 2 turnovers from Matthew Stafford today. Only got 1 sack, but defense was on the field a lot too. Rams ran 78 plays, 49ers ran 54. But here's one thing I will say, and I mentioned it, and I'm still not that high on the Giants long term. But when you look at week to week, if at 10.5, I think this would get bought back. And maybe you'll even see a little bit of money at 10. I don't know how much more north this is going to go. If it does temporarily, it's going to get scooped up. Because there's one thing to say for the Giants. You talk about, the fact that you don't have the preparation time. If you're the Giants off a win like that, you want to freaking play right away.
You're ready to go.
Yeah, you want to play. We've got the momentum, and they're going to obviously stay out west. They're not coming back east since they were out in Arizona today. So they're going to stay out west. So that minimizes, obviously, there's no travel concerns, really. If there's a flight to San Francisco, it's probably like an hour and a half flight. It's nothing, cross country or anything like that. So you have the Giants, and then they have San Francisco, and then I'm just looking at the week 4 schedule for the 49ers. 49ers get another divisional game, by the way, against Arizona, hapless Arizona. So this might go to 10.5 day, but I can't see this unless there's bad injury news for the Giants. I can't see this going to 11.5, because I think Brian Daboll, the defending coach of the year, the reigning defending coach of the year last year, he has a lot of respect in the market, and I think rightfully so. Now, if Andrew Thomas comes back, missed with a hamstring today, that's why you kind of felt the Giants were in a little bit of trouble. Ben Bredesen, by the way, in concussion protocol, so he's likely to miss.
And Saquon got dinged up at the end of that win today in Arizona, and that would be perplexing to me. It didn't look good. We're not doctors. We'll have to figure out if he can go. But if you took Saquon out, like if the news came out of Saquon, that he couldn't go, then where does this number go?
Right. Probably 11, 11.5.
Probably a 2-point move, right?
But, my initial first glance, and I haven't bet any of these because I'm just getting my first look at these lines right now. I want to kind of come in fresh for the audience, but lean would be Giants. Lean would absolutely be Giants. By the way, total has moved up from 43.5 to 45.5 simply because the Giants offense showed a pulse.
Right.
At least in the second half.
And again, look at the first 6 quarters of the Giants season. They got outscored 60-0. 60-0. And then in the last 2 quarters, from being down 0-60, they flipped that to 31-8 and get a win. So as bad a 6 quarters as you could imagine, starting off any NFL season with, down 60-0, and somehow you're 1-1 in the legend.
Right.
That's a Houdini act.
Yes, it is.
You know what I mean? Because you just can't give up numbers like that and expect to have any pulse for a season. We know mathematically it's so hard to start off a season 0-2 and make the postseason. So the Giants, you might be right, Wes. They might be feeling like, hey, we stole one today. Now we get it going.
We're playing like with house money,
now
right?
We are, right? So, hey, what do we have to lose against San Francisco?
Exactly.
Arguably the best team. You can make a case in the NFL. I know the Chiefs are going to say, hey, we're still the team you have to knock off on the block. But the Niners look really good. Didn't cover today, half point, as we know and talked about with Michael Duarte. But really, you can make a strong case that in anybody's theoretical power ratings that the Niners are the best team in football.